we'll come on in here and sit down and on in and just going in and shut this door and then I come back out and get my can. Over on that side of the road, right? All right, I've got my buddy here, Mike with me, Mike Muncy with me, and I'm glad he's here with me. I know he stays busy. Mike, I know when you come in here, you're thinking, this is a storage shed, right?
I'm just super impressed how organized everything is. I mean, if it was mine, there would just be junk everywhere.
We call this program Just from the Shed. Mm-hmm. And it's literally...
in a shed.
I've done 60 interviews in a shed.
Yeah.
Okay, it's actually just from the shed, okay? Mm-hmm. This was a building I used to have my Harley in, and Dwayne got my Harley, so all I got is old man tools. And but I work hard. You have to organize it because you got so much stuff.
It's a good job.
You know what I mean? You get stuff. And then what I found, one of the keys I found, I use that blue tape a lot. And I write on the side of them containers what's in it. Because, you know, your 100-foot ruler and your 200-foot ruler, you're always looking for them.
Right.
Okay? And you can't remember where in the world, because you don't use them but about 3 times in your lifetime. And you think, what did I do with that big ruler? So I've got now to where I write on it. Okay, this is what's in this box. Hardware, nails, bug spray, whatever, battery chargers. I've collected up battery chargers. I bet I got 6 battery chargers somehow.
That's a great job.
But I start collecting them. You know what I mean? I get them and then they go on sale and I figure I have to buy it because it's on sale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I do it. I buy them along but I have seemed to have collected. And then I use that tape like if a battery is going to be bad, I write could be bad. And then this one right here, I write, it says so-so. This one don't work real good. So-so. And, you know, it's funny. What you do, you start organizing when you get old. If you'd done that when you was young, can you imagine how much better off you'd be?
Be amazing, wouldn't it?
If you went ahead and organized, but you don't. You just, my dad said it's wasted on young people. Youth is. He always used to tell me. But anyway, I've immersed a bunch of stuff. So this will make it a lot easier when I die for them to sell my stuff.
It will be.
Because see, they'll just drop it.
All they need is a sign outside.
They'll drop it out there. Here's the box. Electrical, $4. Sold.
No, you use the blue tape and just write a price tag on it.
That's what I tell them all the time. I say, if you want to find out what your stuff is worth, all you got to do is go to an estate sale.
Yeah.
And what you think is so valuable, it's junk, ain't it?
Yeah.
It really is. It really. Well, again, I'm glad to have my buddy Mike here with me. Mike, how old are you?
I'm 62.
62.
I'm over 50. Yes.
I was thinking you was a lot older than me, but man, you're young.
I remember you in school.
You're just a young buck, ain't you?
Yeah.
62. That's really good. That's Social Security age. That's a good age.
I remember the ones that were good to me, extra good to me, and the ones that was extra bad to me. And you was the extra good to me, so I remember you.
I remember, I used to think we shared a lot growing up. But when growing up, I remember I shared with Daryl Nipper. His nippers was hard to fight with.
I remember Daryl very
okay,
well, yeah.
And because there were several of them, they joined together. When you get a fight with one, you get in a fight with several. Mm-hmm. And I still owe them some whippings. And but I'm trying to live better, but I'm not saying a man shouldn't give it back sometimes, but I'm trying to do better. Michael, tell me about, when we talk about growing up, where did you grow up at?
I grew up in Moore, Sao Paulo.
Okay.
Yeah. Out on a dirt road, gravel. I remember when we first got telephones.
All right.
And I remember spring water being piped into the house. Mm-hmm. Remember having an outhouse, but never using it. You know?
Right.
By the time I came along, we actually had indoor plumbing and everything like that.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, wasn't it?
I remember cable TV and 4 channels.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You remember having to turn the antenna.
I remember that well, yeah.
You have to go outside while somebody yell at you so you could get the antenna pointed just right.
I think we had one of the first color TVs in the area. And
yeah.
And you're trying to get channel 6.
Yeah.
Hey, but when the airplane went over, for just a couple of minutes, you had good, clear picture.
So you grew up in Shop Holler. What are some memories that stand out in your mind in Shop Holler growing up? What are some things that stand out in your mind?
Just so much. You know, everything was so more relaxed. You know, you never had to lock your doors. You can go to bed with the door open right beside of you, the window. It's just so much safer and relaxed, and everybody was friends. I remember people showing up to borrow sugar, a cup of milk, those kind of days. You know, like you read about in the 50s. That's what we went through when I was raised in the 70s. Everybody knew everybody, and everybody called you friends, like the song says. And it was a great time, and we never a dull moment.
Yeah, you know, it seems like you could entertain yourself.
You could
somehow easier. I don't know why, but I did. It seemed like I could entertain myself with a hatchet in the mountains all day easier.
And we had everything we needed except for level ground.
There was no level ground.
You know, when you go out somewhere the ground was level, you didn't walk exactly straight, you know, because one leg kind of grew a little longer than the other one.
That's the truth. I remember that too. I mean, if you was in War or McDowell County and you seen a couple acres of flat ground, you was something else.
Right.
It was usually a riverbed.
Right.
Okay.
Or something the coal mines was doing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they was going to use that land if it was available.
Yeah. Yeah, I think of times that when we was growing up, you know, times when I would leave and go someplace and see flat highway. I thought, man, we wouldn't have a motor left in McDowell County if we had this much straightaway. We'd blowed every motor up, wouldn't we?
That's right.
If you'd have thought all we had was Buchanan Dip, we had it for a good straightaway, and then up there at Big Auger, straightaway up there. You know, you could go up there. It's a pretty good straightaway. You could pass the car up there, but there wasn't many straightaways around. You could go on.
Funny story when me and my cousin Leroy, you know Leroy well, we were teenagers, probably 14, 15 years old, and we were riding our motorcycles. We went across over into Slate Creek, and when you get all the way down to Race Sale, it's kind of straight down through there, you know.
Right.
And we ride down through there, and there's some girls standing there, and you know we was going to be all cool on these motorcycles, and we rode by, and we turned back, and we're going to smile at these girls when we go back by. So we get up to these girls, and we got a little bit too close to each other, and the foot pegs on our bikes caught each other, and we wrecked right in front of these girls. Now, here's these two boys from Shop Hollow, as backwards as can be, laying on the ground right in front of these girls. So we just got on our bikes as quick as we could and got across that mountain and back home. You know, we got away from there.
Man. Well, I think about that growing up. You know, everybody has different experiences and things they remember and stuff like that. And it stands out, you know, when you think about Shop Holler.
Yeah.
When you think about Shop Holler, I always thought about Shop Holler when I thought about it was sleigh riding.
Yeah.
Because, man, you could walk to the top of the holler and come out of there, couldn't you? But you have to walk all the way back up.
But you know what the name of the biggest hill up there was, don't you?
What was it?
Dash Hill.
Yeah, I remember. That's what, Tom was telling me about the other day. We was talking about, remember riding on sagebrush when you could get on an old hill when the grass got dry and a piece of cardboard and you think about those type of things. Man, it was fun.
We used to ride trees over it too.
Yeah.
Take a sapling tree that's so big and you go all the way to the top and then you ride it all the way down till your feet hit the ground.
Yeah.
Just anything we could do to
you remember
ourselves.
You remember the overflowing well up there?
I do.
I mean, everybody go up there and get water, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was that artesian well.
Across from Frank Muncy's.
Yeah, you go up there and get water out of that all the time. And I remember up front of Hobart Cook's house, a little place you could swim up there.
Yeah.
Then started baptizing people.
A lot of baptisms, yeah.
You baptized people forever, but I can remember swimming in there when I was a boy. You go up there and swim.
All the time, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good place to swim. And man, I remember that's gone now. Every bit of that up there is. Every bit of that's gone.
We left church one night and we went there to have a baptism. They took the light and there were snakes everywhere.
Yeah.
They didn't care. They went right on down into the water, you know.
Oh,
I guess
man.
if you can handle them, you can baptize with
I
them.
reckon it makes sense to me. It makes it all interesting.
We used to take old pieces of metal and different things to go to the top of these mountains and
Yeah.
ride through the leaves, ride them all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
It's too much work now.
Oh, man. I remember when we used to be able to get in the snow and get a good coal shovel. Man, you could sit on the coal shovel and ride that thing down the hill somewhere. It was I don't know, man. You think about it, if my grandkids did that now, my son and daughter, they'd fall over and have a heart attack.
Oh, yeah.
If they seen them coming down the hillside up here on a shovel.
On a shovel.
I was talking the other day with Priscilla. We were talking about parents and talking about different stuff.
On the side of the house that we grew up in there, my mom and dad, it was a little steep, but the cars would go, and when they would spin their wheels, it would melt the snow a bit, and the snow would freeze back into ice.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And people would take the hard bottom shoes, the slippers or whatever, and they would just run and just stop and ride those shoes all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if we knew that you could do such a thing in the Olympics, you know, it's hard to tell how many gold medals we might have.
We used to, you know, when we went to school over there at the grade school, you know, in the wintertime, you know, it'd be slick on the playground. Man, we'd love to run and slide on that ice and do that. Man, I can hit your head on the seesaw and the monkey bars all the time. I know I've got a lot of knots from stuff like that.
I still remember people falling off those monkey bars, and
Ooh.
and you know, it seemed like it was all so big now, but then it was huge, you know, because we were so small.